when childs try to speak, and sometimes out of frustration, parents shut them down.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
yeah.
when they are new to the language, they love talking, they want to say things and all those things. But maybe due to the busy life, stress, or something else, parents shut them down. Does this impair language and speech development in kids in any way?
Definitely, definitely. Because, see, children are highly curious. And because the world is new, everything is new, and their brain is trying to make sense of everything. And so they're in that phase where they're constantly learning. We call it the subconscious learning phase, right? They are right brain dominant and they're in the record mode. They're literally recording, making sense of things and all of those things. And so obviously they'll run to the caregiver to help them make sense of things even better. And, we cannot blame it on the parents, because they are busy. They have to juggle between work and life. And when they are busy, or it is not just work and life, but sometimes when we are in social media too, when we are scrolling through, there is a research I read the other day in an article where it shows that parents, especially when they are on social media, when they're on their phone, chances of them ending is more. That frustration is more. They elect their child when their child is asking them something. And when you continue to do that, the child literally shuts down because the child will associate, hey, if I'm going to ask something to my mom is going to elect me, but I might as well go and play by myself. Or in another scenario, that would increase. Child needs that attention. That is a basic requirement of the brain to figure out the world around. And so the child will constantly come and pester the parent even more. And now that is going to go as a snowball effect in a negative, in a negative way. The child would pester more, the mother would get frustrated, and after ending, the parent would feel guilty, and the child would again come back. It would be more. I think, again, as I mentioned earlier, it has to be awareness first. We have to be aware of what we are doing, because most of which is unconscious behavior. So we should be first aware of our behavior, like this is what we are doing, and also understand why a child is doing that way and how we can, talk, especially like kids 5 and up. We can still welcome that question, but tell them that you can answer later. And most children would just go away and do their work. They need that acknowledgement, but little children, especially like 2 years and 3 years old, again, they are highly creative and imaginative. Children are highly creative and imaginative. So it is important that we teach them how to engage themselves independently, like independent play, right? 4 years, 5 years. And we can welcome that question and encourage them to go and play while we get back with the answers if we are truly busy there.
But it is important that parent is coming back with the answer if they have
Yes.
told, right?
Yes. Like, if a child is like 5 and up, maybe we can give them a book. I used to do that to my son, because every child is curious. They have, non-stop questions. And when you're working, he would come and ask me. So I gave him a piece of book where he can, at least write that word down. And he has a book of note of questions. And later we both sit and try to get answers. There are many questions that I myself did not know answers for, because the questions that children ask, right? They're just, if you really look at it, okay, from outside, it can be annoying. But if you really peel the surface, it is just mind blowing how they are able to look at the environment in that unique way. So the questions are genius questions, but it's just that, we might not have the time at that point to give it to them. But we have to figure out a way how we can get back to them, because we need that curiosity. As I already mentioned, why should we even do it? We need to be very clear with the why. Uh, and the why is, we want the best for our children. We want our children to be successful and happy. So if you're clear with the why, I think you would come back to the child. You would encourage that question. And we need to constantly remind ourselves why, what is the priority in this journey, right? And I think every parent wants the best for their child. It is just that we get sidetracked by all these things. We forget our why, and we just go on autopilot. We just do based on our unconscious things. But when we constantly remind ourselves, I think we'll find the time to answer those questions.
So yes, yeah, like one important thing I take away from this conversation is like acknowledgement. Child needs your acknowledgement. It is not necessary they need your full response at that moment. As a parent, I am aware, I am acknowledging my child. It is sufficient for the child. So if I
Yes.
am I have built that understanding, then yes, I am towards the positive parenting. I am going towards the